founder Saul Kaye. So welcome, Saul.
Thank you, thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm actually born in South Africa. I grew up in Australia, and I've been active in the pharmaceutical space for the last 25 years, and moved into cannabis about 5 years ago, and really saw the potential of this market and the potential of the plant to help people and humanity. And we brought a new voice to this industry.
So what was that transition? What got you interested in cannabis?
I actually took a friend who's my partner in the business, Jason, around the world looking for a therapy. He's got a condition that we ended up that medical cannabis was helping him, and that was my bright spark moment. I saw from an illegal perspective to something that's a therapeutic perspective. And I totally had bought into the stigma on cannabis and the illegality. I enjoy cannabis recreationally. I never ever saw it as medicine. Sort of something that was great and enjoyable. And then I went, oh, okay, this is more than that. This is something that I didn't know. And the message in Israel wasn't right. And the message around the world wasn't right. And it was the right time and it was the right place.
I think you've raised an interesting point. We're in South Africa and we're in this moment where we're trying to get the legislation written the way we want it. And we have a lot of people who use it recreationally, yet don't really see the medical benefits and don't really also want to get involved in helping us create the legislation that we need. And have you got anything to say to encourage people to embrace or get involved?
Absolutely. This is an industry that anyone can participate in. It's not big ag, it's not big pharma. Everybody can participate in this. And usually people come into it because of a story that they've heard that it's helped someone, or because they've seen it helping themselves or their parents. So cannabis is a gateway drug to feeling better, to recognizing your own body, to understanding that pharmaceuticals are not there to help you, but there to sell you a product and to maintain therapy, not cure disease. And cannabis is none of that. Cannabis is both enjoyable, but you heard from Riley this morning, one of the most inspirational people in the world. She's 13 and cannabis cured her cancer, right? And you can't argue with it, and she's changed legislation. So this is an opportunity for everyone to participate. And those that want to stay outside and remain in the illegal market, that's fine. But the legal market is where the future is. And we don't want people to be illegal. We don't want people to go to jail for this activity. So get out of the illegal market and get into the legal market.
Let's talk about CannaTech. Here we are, we're in Cape Town. It's a beautiful sunny day, the mountains in the background. You couldn't have a better setting for a cannabis conference anywhere in the world. And how did it come about? And
we look for world-class cities. We have a formula. It has to be on the water. It has to be in summer. It has to be beautiful weather. Because we're translating a new language for people. You've got cannabis activists who want to free the plant. You've got agronomists who want to research the plant. You've got human interest stories. You've got regulators, and you throw in bankers, and no one speaks the same language. So this is what CannaTech has created: is a language that makes everyone a little more comfortable. The goal is to accelerate cannabis innovation and to do business. And business comes when you can start having a relationship with people. So we keep our events intimate, we keep it very, very high level, the caliber of people, and we've been told again and again at every one of our events, these are the world's leading experts and activists and patients and regulators. We had government here from Thailand, we had government from Lesotho and Zimbabwe, Zambia, Swaziland. Actually, the government of South Africa is the one that didn't participate. So we are generating the interest, but we have to work. Government, industry, and academia have to all work together in this. And if it doesn't, it's going to fail.
do you see CannaTech spreading, going to new venues, new destinations?
So we've done CannaTech luckily in Panama, Sydney, Hong Kong, New York, Israel obviously many times, Davos at the World Economic Forum, that's coming up again. We have our CannaTech Lounge in the WEF, and that's the way that we can really propel this industry forward. So yes, we are taking it to new destinations. We're about to announce our newest destination for 2020, And we'd love people to follow us. We even have groupies who come now to every CannaTech, because it's not an expo and it's not a summit, it is an experience. It's something that deeply involves you into this industry from a grassroots perspective, from an industry perspective, a regulation, and you can find your place in CannaTech. We have an active job board. We have one of the most engaged apps in the conference industry across the world. We've actually won awards for it. And the engagement is insane because we're all trying to create a community. And we're trying to create a community around something that is inspirational and disruptive and going to change healthcare. So we're all passionate about it. And then you bring passion into it and everything changes.
We're here in Africa. You're an African born. What's your vision for cannabis in Africa?
Treat your local patients first. Stop with export only. It is a bad policy. If you are exporting cannabis that you've never tried on your own patients, it's a bad idea. Treat your own patients. Move cannabis into the mainstream. It's going to happen whether the regulator's on board or not. It is happening and the regulator isn't on board. So my goal is for Africa to have free access to medical cannabis for patients that need it at an affordable price.
That's good advice. Is there any other message that you'd like to share about CannaTech or about Africa?
No, just that my goal, Ican is my parent company, Israel Cannabis. Our goal is to innovate and disrupt this industry. We raise capital and we deploy capital across the whole value chain and now across the whole world. We're active in Latin America, Israel, Europe, now Africa, Australia, and now moving into the Asia continent. So we are active across the world, and this is how we build a global, international brand.
Is there a song that comes to mind that summarizes you being here at Cape Town?
Everyone asks me a song and then I go blank.
Oh, I don't have to ask you.
Yeah, the song that I do normally, like, I think it's like big, but I can lie. It's the one that only ever comes to mind.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for putting on this spectacular event and the networking, and it's really fabulous. And I've personally enjoyed meeting everybody and connecting and hearing the stories. So
Thank you for having me.
thank you.